Imagine holding something that can literally catch fire, yet you casually toss it into your mouth during movie night. It's small, it's green, it comes pre-cracked like it's already smiling at you. And somehow, it's one of the most expensive snacks in the grocery store. But what exactly is a pistachio? Is it really a nut? Why is it green? Why does it split open by itself? And how can a snack be classified as dangerous cargo? Hi, welcome to Why Explained. Today we're cracking open the surprising biology and history of the pistachio. And it's a lot weirder than you think. Most of us treat pistachios like any other nut. They sit in a bowl next to almonds and cashews, and we don't question it. We assume they're just nuts, hard shell, edible inside. End of story. Maybe we think the crack in the shell is just some factory trick. Maybe we assume the green color comes from roasting, and if one doesn't open properly, we blame bad luck. But pistachios aren't just nuts. They're not even technically nuts at all. And the more you look at them, the stranger they get. Because biologically speaking, pistachios are closer to peaches and poison ivy than to peanuts. Yes, poison ivy. So what are we actually eating? Botanically speaking, a pistachio is not a nut. It's a drupe. A drupe is a fruit with a fleshy outside and a hard shell inside that protects a seed. Think of a peach, or a plum, or a mango. When you eat a peach, you enjoy the soft fruit and throw away the pit. With pistachios, we do the exact opposite. We remove the fruit and eat the seed inside the pit. In nature, pistachios grow in clusters on trees. Each one is wrapped in a soft, reddish hull that looks nothing like the beige shell you see in stores. Once harvested, that outer fruit layer is removed, revealing the hard shell underneath. And here's where things get interesting. Pistachios belong to the Anacardiaceae family. That's the same plant family as cashews and mangoes, but also poison ivy. According to plant biologists, many members of this family produce a chemical called urushiol. It's an oily irritant that can cause itchy rashes. The edible part of the pistachio is safe, but the tree itself can irritate harvesters. So yes, your snack has slightly dramatic relatives. Now let's talk about the shell. Unlike walnuts or almonds, pistachios don't need to be cracked open by force. They do it themselves. As the seed grows inside the shell, it expands. Eventually, the pressure becomes so strong that the shell naturally splits while still on the tree. This process is called dehiscence. Farmers sometimes say that if you stand in a quiet orchard during harvest season, you can actually hear faint popping sounds. That's the shells splitting open one by one. But why is the inside green? That color comes from chlorophyll, the same pigment that makes plants green. Because pistachios are harvested before they fully dry out, they retain more of that natural green color compared to other seeds. They're also packed with fats and very low in water, which makes them energy dense and slightly risky. Because when fats break down in bulk storage without ventilation, they can generate heat. If enough heat builds up and can't escape, it can lead to spontaneous combustion. That's right. Large shipments of pistachios are sometimes classified as hazardous cargo in maritime shipping. Not bad for something you casually snack on during a movie. But here's the twist. That cute little smile in the shell? It wasn't always there. Pistachios don't split open out of kindness. They split because they're under pressure. As the seed grows, it expands unevenly. And if conditions are just right, enough heat, enough dryness, the shell cracks at its natural seam. If the weather isn't ideal, no smile. Those tightly sealed pistachios you struggle with, they're usually the ones that didn't fully split on the tree. And interestingly, unopened shells are often removed during processing because they're harder to sell. So that bowl of perfectly smiling pistachios, it's a curated illusion. And here's another surprise. For thousands of years, pistachios weren't just snacks. In parts of the Middle East, they were considered luxury food. Some legends even claim royalty restricted who could grow or eat them. In Iran, they're called the smiling nut. In China, the happy nut. They're symbols of prosperity and good fortune, which means every time you pry one open during a late-night binge-watch session, you're technically eating a historically royal, slightly explosive fruit seed with dramatic botanical relatives. Kind of elevates movie night. So what exactly is a pistachio? It's not a true nut. It's the seed of a desert fruit, a botanical cousin of mangoes and poison ivy, a naturally self-cracking package powered by internal pressure. It's green because of chlorophyll. It smiles because it grows under tension. And in massive quantities, it can even heat itself up enough to become a fire risk. Not bad for something you casually toss into your mouth without thinking twice. Next time you find that perfectly split shell and pry it open, remember, you're holding thousands of years of history, plant biology, chemistry, and just a tiny bit of danger. Science is full of strange little surprises. If you enjoyed cracking this one open, consider subscribing to Why Explained, and stay curious.